Little intro for the VOD. How's she going, my son? And welcome back to WoW Ascension live streams. Bonus experience this weekend. Thought I'd take advantage of that. Level up a new character, have some fun. I'm getting beeped on Discord. Nothing important. Little improv dance party out here. Okay, Plane Strider Beaks. Is that green to me, though? It is green to me, but it leads to stuff that'll probably not be green, so let's do it real quick. So, rolled a patrol female. Something I haven't done, like, ever. Mostly because the original WoW model, like, this is, like, post... Get back here. Back here, you swine. Or bird. Come on. Hit. There we go. I was never a fan of the troll female look in retail because it looked like an unfinished model. And I mean, as the story goes, it is. They had to switch what the female troll looked like because it was pretty much the male troll with tits. Now, I don't know the veracity of that the claim, but, you know, I wouldn't want to be running around as the male troll model with tits. This day and age? I don't know. Someone might. But at the time, in 2004, not so much. So they kind of just slapped something together that looked like a female troll, but it never just got... I don't know. Basically, it was always like she had a rod up her back. Like, she had, like, way too good posture. It looked really strange. Especially considering that the male troll's posture is absolutely abysmal. Since they often choose to be practically sat down in a crouch all the time. Geez, we got a little party out here. Why did they get the credit? Man. No, whatever. Whatever. Just means I gotta go to some not so typical locations to find these things and kill them. So what I've decided to keep abilities-wise... No, I didn't get all of these at level 1. I got these ones at level 1. This is the ones I've gotten so far randomly. Lightning Bolt, because Lightning Bolt is a build in and of itself. And I figure if I get nothing else on this character from the randomization, Lightning Bolt will do. But I also got Healing Touch, so I have a directed heal. I'm not the biggest fan of having a heal. Like, basically I have probably the worst pick for a heal that is a direct heal for this character, because if I had a direct heal, I would want it to be either a shaman heal so that I could actually benefit from some shaman effects that work on both their elemental spells and their restoration spells, and you know, even if that at the cost has the spell school thing going on where, you know, if I get kicked while casting a lightning bolt, well shit, I can't heal myself now. But if I didn't get the healing wave spells, which are the shaman ones, having like a paladin heal or a priest heal would be pretty good, because those are holy spells. And if I'm kicked casting lightning bolt, kicked being shorthand for interrupted, because kick is one of the most infamous interrupts. What was I talking about? Right. Basically, I could still heal myself if I was attacked, got my spells kicked of the nature school, and then, oh, whoops. But if all my healing spells were holy instead. But I decided to stick with the Healing Touch because it is a very beefy heal. I think it's the beefiest single, like wind up and cast spell in the game. I think. I remember it being pretty beefy back in the day on, like, actually playing a druid. Which is was a while ago. Because it was meant to be... Oh, I'm actually starting to run out of mana between pulls. That's kind of rough. I'll just take a little sit down. But yeah, like the thing with the druid was that they had the healing over time spells, which the priest only had one, and the other healers didn't have any at the time. So druid healers were meant to just maintain their targets, while if shit went south, the healing touch was there to save you. Particularly when you use that one talent that you can make it insta-cast temporarily. That was pretty good. But you know, But at the time, or now, you know, you can have... Ooh, bit of lag here. Jeez, I don't know why my brain is getting caught up right now. It's just trying to process hitting buttons, talking to you guys, and such. I gotta admit, I'm a little socially drained lately. Ooh, curved. Oh, hello. Oh, it's only 1 point. That still might be more. Because 6%... that's probably still 6 points. Alright, well, we'll give it a try. One thing I kind of wish WoW did. I know they didn't do it because they came out after, or they came out before Rift Plains of Telara did. But Rift Plains of Telara had different animations for casting depending on what you were doing it with. If you were casting it with your naked hands, if you were casting it with a staff, if you were casting it with a one-handed weapon. Okay. Don't know what happened there. You know, that would be a nice... You know, that would be a nice gesture. Whoa, helicopter man. Don't know what he's up to.
What can I do for you?
Show me the money. Power word shield. I'll take it.
Farewell.
It is not a bad spell. It is a bit mana hungry, but I mean, we're starting to get what looks like a healer to me. Even though we have, you know, Lightning Bolt for being the dedicated shooty spell. Which, you know, is pretty good as far as shooty spells go. Yeah. Alright, so, killed the Plane Striders. Now we are on to killing the Zavera, which are the fancy name for the zebras. Which you really only get in the Barrens, if I recall correctly. And there was like one legitimate game use for farming them. Is that there was a particular hat that was pretty much a pimp hat, and you needed the Zavera leather to, You needed the Zavera leather to make it, because obviously you need your zebra print on your pimp hat, right? They eventually took that out, though, so I believe by the time this build in particular is being used, it, the Zavera leather itself is just a gray item that doesn't actually do anything for you. Which is fine. Okay, 65, 66, 64, 67. I don't have any talents that improve damage on my lightning bolt, do I? No, because I kind of don't want to spend these early points on it when they don't do much this early in the game. I don't think anything here is giving me damage. No, this is just making the healing touch better. So, okay, so we got as high as 67 with the dagger that gives bonus spell damage. Let's see how much the 6% spell damage goes. gives us. Because the 6% spell damage should technically be more. 66, 64, 61, 60, 66. Now, we were getting a lot of good rolls on the daggers, on the dagger boosted lightning bolts. I don't know. I think it might actually go to the dagger for being more effective, which is interesting. While we're sat here for a sec, getting our mana back, I forgot to go over the other abilities, because I didn't quite get a chance to. So Lightning Bolt, we have an attack, we can level with it. Like, that's about all you need, really. Getting Chain Lightning and Earth Shock would just be gravy, but don't really need them. Healing Touch for a proper healing spell. Fade is neat, because if this build is going to be a healer, I actually have it on my main character who has a healer spec, and it is really good having Fade. Like, I've never played a cleric high enough level to have to be like healing in groups and have a need for Fade, but having it on a character who is in a group healing and needs Fade is like, my eyes have been opened. It's like, okay, yeah, this is a really good ability. Not the best removal of threat ever, because if I had access to all the abilities like you do normally when you're playing on this server, or this group of servers, this client of WoW, I should say, you have the ability to pick any ability, and if you're building a healer spec and you want a threat dropper, you pick Feign Death. Because Feign Death makes you lose all of your threat, because the mob believes you are dead. Simple enough. But Fade is a pretty good option too. Plus, they're probably on separate cooldowns. So, I mean, you could feasibly have both, I think. This game is usually pretty good about telling you if something shares a cooldown with something else. Where is it? 30-second cooldown. Abilities usable while shapeshifted. Trick enemies into ignoring you. Yeah, that's a pretty different ability. Probably does work that way, which is kind of which would be nice.
Glory to the Horde. Go
Claws. Also, someone over here needs raptor heads. Man, a lot of people out here today. Yeah, they're collapsing two servers into each other. You might have noticed in the chat in the game, people talking about characters going AWOL and stuff. I've actually got one that's kind of in limbo at the moment. That's what this ticket up here is about. But, you know, not a humongous deal. I can just use the time to play someone else. Would I rather not lose the progress? Yeah, probably. I mean, she's level 60, she has Wind Fury weapon, she's geared. I wouldn't say, like, she's not doing anything in raids, but, like, you know, she had effort put in, you know, and I would like to get that effort back. But, you know, do what you can. Just peaceful trot through the Barrens. Oh, hello. That's a very interesting ding sound. Just get away from the... Let me just get away from the raptor spawns. Information to confirm the missing character. Yes. Also, say hi. You are on a small stream. Smiley face. Character name. Hi, stream. Her name is Ellen Furia. She is level 60 and is an undead female. Or female undead, proper grammar. Female undead. Ooh, hello. Lots of goodies. Okay, so shoulders to put on. Sweet. Where'd that other stuff go? Axe and sword, both are two-handed melee things, not really helping me. But they sell, so that's all I really care about. Sounds good to me. Yeah, the dungeon drop thing that occurs on this server, that you normally only get when you're in high-risk mode, it works on low-risk mode when you're below level 20, because you can't turn on high-risk mode until you're level 20. It's sort of like it teases you into wanting to do it, which, you know, isn't a bad idea. Incentivizes what it can be like. Because that's one thing I do love about this server, is the fact that, you know, it works more like a Diablo-esque dungeon runner rather than... or dungeon crawler rather than a true MMO where, like, all the reward... I'll set fully closed client to see it. Where, like, all of the good stuff is gated behind content that you arbitrarily have to do with multiple people. You know, it's kind of obnoxious. And, like, there's no luck in getting good stuff, really. All set, fully closed client to see it. Cool, thanks. We'll check after stream. Smiley face. Hey. Alright, so we're looking for prowlers, which are the type of lion that's over here. Hadouken. Hadouken. Oof, it is a bit laggy. Oh well. Yeah, when your spell gets an ARP... I missed. Definitely something I don't like in early levels with casters. You get fairly screwed by missing a lot. Although I suppose melee does too, to an extent. Vader's Legs of the Boar. Now, I'm just going to put that on, even though... Strength... yeah. Strength and Spirit mean nothing to me, but, well, Spirit's not terrible, I guess. But, you know, this is what I was wearing. Only slightly better than having an empty slot. So I need to fix that. Good to see they're on the ball about the whole missing character thing, though. God, speaking of, servers and lag and stuff, got me to thinking about trying to play this, you know, retail WoW back in the day with a friend from overseas. But yeah, server, like, he couldn't even choose to play on a North American server, and I couldn't choose to play on a on a European server, which was, you know, kind of a buzzkill. And it's just kind of, you know, kind of a silly move. Like, I understand, yes, you want to point people toward the servers where they have the best connection. I mean, particularly back in the day. But, I mean, these days, people play games that are connected to different continents, usually, with pretty good connectivity. Stuff on server side notwithstanding, of course. But, I mean, like... Ooh, shit, she's almost dead. Yeah, I'm gonna go healer. Whoosh. Hey, she blew me a kiss. That's awesome. Honestly, I'm not getting a lot of lag per se, but I am noticing the occasional hitch. Yeah, things aren't quite resolving when they're supposed to, visually, but that's okay. I've certainly played this game in worse conditions. What is this? 1 strength, main hand. Is this any hand? Yeah, might as well. Dual wielding. Not the biggest fan of dual wielding in this for the classes that are actually like dedicated melee. Wait, hamstring does damage? Come on, log. Sun skill streaker. Hamstring hits for 24. Oh. Why does it not say it does damage then? I'm slightly confused. How much is my melee bonus? By 5.4 a second. 5.4. So it seems to do, like, your regular attack's damage, worth of damage, plus does the hamstringing, where they actually can't move as well, lose 50% of their move speed. So, that the rolling up hamstring as one of my random abilities might actually be pretty good. Might actually have been pretty good then. Because it gives me something to do when people are in my business. Like casting a lightning bolt isn't practical. There we go. Plus with the thorns damage, the auto attacks, a little bit of chip from hamstring. Like, I ain't gonna do it on... Like, it ain't boss DPS? Like, fuck no. Boss DPS on this character is standing back and flicking lightning bolts at people. But, although I have a feeling any group content I'm doing on this character is going to be as the healer. So, you know, wouldn't even be using this bar, would be using this bar. Oh yeah, I got lay on hands as well. It's only once every hour? Yeah, once every hour. But full heal, or at least a heal equal to my total, my life total, pretty legit. I mean, it's always a full heal for the user, unless something is hampering your incoming healing. But you know, unless something is hampering your incoming healing, it is always a full heal, which is pretty legit. Plus, it actually gives mana. It doesn't say it does, but I know it does because I've used it and seen it do that in this version of the game. Yeah, the tooltips aren't 100% accurate. Sometimes you got to do a little bit of investigation. Now I just need to get some more raptors, and then we can turn in 2 quests, probably level again. Still, I wouldn't mind an actual melee attack. Like, if this character is going to end up going that way, depending on the dice rolls. Because, like, if I can, I'd love Maelstrom Weapon. And having, like, basically the Enhancement Shaman kit, maybe with some other cool little toys, depending on what I roll. And hello. Lots of goodies. Okay, let's see. We have a bracer that we will equip. We have a belt. And a shield, which we won't use, but is worth money. Cool. We are moving up in the world. One murdered wildlife at a time. Troll! Yes, I am playing a troll. And can you agree with me, Knack, that this model, like, it looks way more organic compared to the, like, vanilla one? Where the vanilla one, like, her spine didn't bend, as far as I could tell. Which was really weird. Because it was just like... You know, like I told the rumored legend of how the female troll model came to be at first. Where it was like a last-minute effort to switch female trolls from being male trolls with tits to, you know, more what they are now. But they didn't have time to do it, give everything a proper animation pass. You know, and once the game started running... And, you know, once the game started running full-time, they didn't have time to go back and fix things as much because they had to keep moving things forward. You know, the perpetual MMO problem. Although I will contend games like these do best when they sometimes grow wider rather than taller. Because if they just keep growing too tall, they just topple over. But you got to get a bit of fat on it to keep it stable. If that makes any sense. Also, where the hell are the bloody raptors? I know there's another quest where you fight raptors over, like, past the whatchamacallums? The, centaurs? Oh, there should be some over here. Don't really want much else talent point-wise until we get to... Although, wait, hang on. Am I at the point where I can buy... Yes! Clear casting! Pretty much every character I make has 3 points in that talent, because it's just so good. Just having random free spells is all kinds of awesome. I mean, the druid version is even better because it gives you random free, like, everything. But, I mean, they stack anyway, so, like, why not? Golkar Marauders. Man, centaurs. There's an enemy that didn't really persist in its threat. Like, I'm pretty sure the highest level centaurs you ever fought in the original game was like... God, I don't know, fucking, give me tetanus! Fucking prick. The highest level ones I've ever fought, you ever fight, I think, are like 40. So, like, they don't even get to the end game of the base game, which is kind of funny. Okay, sprint. I'll take it. Not the like rotation boosting move I was hunting for, but sprinting is never a bad thing. Particularly if it means you can get the fuck out of dodge from someone trying to gank you and steal your stuff. Hadouken. Hadouken. Ooh, look at them crits. So, what are we looking for? Without being too specific. Because, you know, if I wanted to play a specific build, I would just play a specific build on the normal server, but Suntower also had their threat levels reduced in Cataclysm when 1,000 Needles Desolace had their levels lowered. True, true, because those became lower level zones, because they weren't expecting everybody in the Horde to be in the Barrens for, like, what? Nearly 20 levels or some stupid shit like that? Ah, here we go. Raptors. But, yeah, the, crud, what was I talking about? It doesn't really matter. Oh, right. What we were looking for ability-wise. So, if the game foretells me to be a healer, I would love to have some kind of mana economy ability. I mean, I actually wouldn't mind that as just as a caster either, but you can, once you get to a certain point, damage casters almost don't need one, unless the fights go really long, like I'm talking raid bosses and stuff. Oop, Charger's Armor of the Bear. Hey. Finally getting out of our starting zone gray items. God, this server's nuts, and I love it. Another heal would be good. Like another dedicated healing button. Because the thing you can spec for with Healing Touch with the random enchantments that are exclusive to this server, it gives it a cooldown, but it makes it cast fast caster. Cast faster. Meaning, I would want to have another button to do it when it's on cooldown. You know, basic thing there. Rolling up an AoE heal of some kind would be cool. I mean, I've had Circle of Healing on my character that's currently in Limbo at the moment, but apparently she's on her way back, so yay. And I love it to pieces. Oh, it is so... Like, again, it's a priest ability I never had a chance to use in retail because I never played a priest high enough. Oh, hello. What's that guy's name? From Bruto. So tell Bruto. Thanks, dude. Yes, here we go. This is where this quest is. No problem. Hey. Chew. Chew. Oh. Back up. Oh dear. Slight lag. Slight lag spike. Ow! What the hell was that, like, triple auto attack nonsense? Maybe that was just the game catching up. Probably just the game catching up. Ow! My giblets. All my favorite organs. Okay, we'll be fine. So, if we're going to be a healer, having another healing button would be good. Thanks, Mon. You've ruined my immersion. Yes, because all trolls are Rastafarians. So, dedicated heal button, mana economy of some kind, AoE healing would be great, chain heal, or prayer of mending, or just any heal button, really. If I don't have to just pick one later, which I might if this spec becomes a healing spec. If it becomes a damage spec, though, I would basically make me an enhancement shaman. I already have the start of it. Just make me an enhancement shaman, and I think we'll be good. Like, in that case, giving me, everyone has a stereotype in this game. It's been 15 years. You know how this works. That's true. Thorns on himself. It's not a lot of damage, but it's damage. Enhancement Shaman. Enhancement Shaman. Two-handed enhancement. Yeah, I'm basically kind of doing that with Ellen Theria, the character that's in Limbo at the moment. And, it's pretty fun. Play the flak game. That's a... You're talking Advance Wars, aren't you? You know, screw defense, give me more ways to hurt people kind of thing. Because that's always the Akuma strategy to me. Is this GM still talking to me, or... Yeah, I'll just close the window. Flak is randomly does a crap ton more damage or randomly do a crap ton less damage. Ah, so it's, instead of it being hyper offense, it's RNG bullshit. I get you. Which is true of Wind Fury. Because even after the change where it can't trigger off of itself due to the internal cooldown, sometimes you get it like twice in a row, sometimes you don't get it for like 5 auto attacks or something. Which is why I liked using it originally on 2 weapons, because, you know, just put it on both. But, you know, circumstances dictated I needed to switch to 2-handed weapons, because dual wielding is neat, but god, getting to the hit cap with dual wielding is such a pain in the ass. Especially when you're a character that isn't meant to be, like, you're a character that isn't spellcasting in addition to your melee. Never forgot when I bought a 2-handed enhancement shaman in arena with Alvidar and Zul, I literally one-shot a gnome with it. Sounds about right, yeah. Just randomly insta-gib some poor bastard. Although that's pretty legit, considering that was the era of everybody having the invulnerable bullshit armor in PvP. Because resilience is a thing. And I don't know what it was, but it was literally like, did you have resilience? Then you won PvP. If you didn't have resilience, you didn't win PvP. That's all I could see of it. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating. No, this was BC. Yeah, BC had resilience. That was when it started. Resilience wasn't a thing. Yeah, it was. Maybe it was late BC. Or later BC. Because arenas... Yeah, resilience was a thing that came up with, like, arenas and shit. Because they were trying to make it a balanced PvP game, which... lol. No, this game is not a balanced PvP game. It could be fun, but it's not balanced. Because they were trying to do the whole esport thing.
Strength and honor.
Which, I mean, like... Yeah. Screw organized PvP and WoW.
Strength.
I don't know. I half agree with that, just because they refused to balance the game around it, or balance the game around it in one way and balance it around the PvE otherwise. But this, although that's why I like it on this server, because they actually do, where they actually do have the things being adjusted for fighting other players. I don't have any of them here. But, like, you'll often see an ability mention, like, does X% less damage to players. Because its damage values are perfect for PvE, but in PvP, they're overtuned. So, you know, the effect... the devs have actually realized this and go, you know what? Since we're doing something... Since we're in control here, we're actually going to change stuff. And so we did. And so they did, and it was glorious. One thing I'd love to see them do is just make new abilities. Like, I just want to see them flex their chops with this and use this as a sort of beta testing ground for their own projects in the future. Because that's what they've said that they've wanted to do when the servers go down eventually. Because they're only going to go as far as Wrath of the Lich King. They don't want to go any further than that because... well, it's not the WoW that they like. Also, did I get a Rockbiter weapon? I feel like I did. I did. I just, Buddy made me think of it when he was mentioning it in chat. I'm like, didn't I get that? And I did. Aha. So that's an extra 18 attack power, but it's an extra, like, 36 attack power because it's on both weapons. Good times. Well, to be fair, Knack, the esports thing was almost kind of invented by Blizzard because StarCraft. And to a lesser extent, War 3. You know, the online in those games was fucking hella competitive. And, like, super high-level play. It was fun, though. I was actually pretty good at StarCraft back in the day. But I wasn't very good at handling characters, or players with harassment strategies. Like, you know, like, I remember one game I kind of broke down a little bit, where, I was Protoss, I believe. Yeah, I believe I was Protoss, and the opponent was, Terran, so the humans. They had... Are they really? They're letting new War 3 is compatible with old War 3? So, like, you don't actually need to buy War 3 again if you already own it. But if you want the pretty graphic upgrade, you do. Huh. That's actually kind of forward-thinking of them. And I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people who have old War 3 who picks it up, plays it again, but then is like, you know what? This game looks like congealed ass at this point. Let's go get the upgrade. Now, does New War 3 have all the expansion? Or, I guess, the expansion, Frozen Throne. God. It's so strange that I can't... I like my Muppet Paladin graphics. Yeah, they were very flappy, weren't they? Warcraft has always been very cartoony. Even with its darkest moments, it has this, like, over-the-top animated vibe to it that's, you know, it kind of takes you out of the tragedy and out of the gritty real nature of what would be happening, and, you know, it makes it a fantasy. Which makes it glorious. Because, like, a game can take itself too seriously. I think some games don't take themselves seriously enough sometimes. And particularly their player bases don't take them seriously enough because there's just this culture of like stereotypical gamerisms that people think are actually how people who play video games act, which is, you know, not entirely untrue in some instances, but, like, I can guarantee you it's probably a minority. You know, the dude bros, the stoners, the fucking college frat boy stereotype and shit. Let's see what we get. We got kick. Okay. And we can now use high-risk mode, which we will. There's no reason not to at this low level. So now we get more experience, and we get the ability to get really good shit from world drops, but we become a world drop, in the sense that our loot, some of our loot drops either in equipment or stuff in our bags, for something other than walking.
Go forth, victory.
Hey man, you mock that, but, you know, actual proper use of your feet in hand-to-hand combat is quite complicated. I mean, sure, kicking someone in the shin or just kicking them in the balls or something, that's not that bad. But if you want to do any actual damage with your fists and feet, you gotta be trained. Okay, so we're gonna sell some stuff.
Hello.
You'll do. Let's see. Sell. Hang on to you. Sell you. Sell you. Sell you, sell you, sell you. Okay, we'll pop back to Ogomar real quick. I want to turn that quest scroll in just because it's taking up space in my bag. And it gives you a gold when you do it, so why not? Won't have enough gold to buy training for riding, but that'll come. And hopefully I can use the mount I've already earned to have a mount. Hey! Runes of the Chaotic Runesaver. You get it for being on a wildcard server and getting to level 60 for the first time. It's pretty neat. It's very much a custom model. It's like a tiger beast that has that like constantly shifts through the color spectrum. It's really cool looking. A little diminished because everybody at 60 often is using them because people don't want to spend the like 100 gold to buy an actual epic mount. I have though. Mostly because on my undead character, I like the skeletal horses, but not the 60 speeder. The 100 speed epic one I like the look of because it covers up some of the like gangliness of the skeleton with the fancy drapery and such. Hopefully we can find somebody with a book in town. I imagine not a big deal. If not, we can just scream and somebody will drop one. Man, I still got tetanus. Server is amazing, they just need more jams. Yeah, that's a thing. And some work on the server stability and stuff during peak hours would be nice, but I mean that's just a kind of a problem of online video games. It's something you'll never perfect, but you can always work on. No one got a book? No one got a book. Anyone got a book? Oh, book. Powered shield, lightning bolt, lightning healing touch. Hey. Okay. Just for you, Nick. Yeah, hamstring doesn't level, kick doesn't level. Alright, I guess we're good there. Now we just gotta go to my old stomping ground as my main back in the day. The Cleft of Shadow. Because the thing that ensures your items so that people can't steal them is in the Warlock Trainers area. Yeah, I don't think this character will be anything for groups other than a healer. I mean, we got a lot of levels to go yet. Every 2 levels you potentially get an ability, plus sometimes you get an ability when you only have 1 point, but those are never really relevant to a build. Those are more just like, hey, here's the ability to track undead, or here's the ability to conjure water. Admittedly, something I wouldn't mind having, because just even on characters that don't use their mana bar a lot on this server, you do use your mana bar, just like all the time, for stuff. Even if it's just like, oh, hey, let's,
For the horde.
Let's, just burn whatever mana I have to heal myself, or maybe I have like removal of diseases and curses or whatever. And some abilities the melee characters want to use, are also mana abilities, because they came from, like, the Paladin or the Shaman, right? So, you know, you would want to have those. Okay, so we're level 20, so we can grab one more point here. But now we can actually start grabbing stuff in this tier. Could grab brambles, maybe? Eh, not really all that good. Can't pick that one specifically. Restoration Druid. Intense. I mean, the Omen of Clarity would love to have it, but I can't pick it. And Master Shapeshifter doesn't affect me because I don't have a shapeshift form. Student of the Mind. Nope. What do I have from Holy Paladin? Oh yeah, Lay on Hands. Improved Lay on Hands. Grants the ability, Lay on Hands, reduce physical damage taken for 15 seconds. Reduces the cooldown by 2 minutes per rank. 1200 seconds, so that would reduce it by 120. So it would go down to... it goes down to 1080, then it goes down to 960, which is 10 minutes. So it'll be 8-minute cooldown instead of 10-minute cooldown. Not really all that exciting. Fury, Reverberation. Man, why is the talent that makes the cast time of my basic shot spell all the way down here? Like, I get it. It affects some higher level abilities too, but god damn it, I need this a lot sooner. It's like everyone else gets their, like, decrease the cast time of your basic spell by X point X seconds, like, as one of the first things they can pick. Shaman gotta wait all the way the fuck to, like, level 30 or some shit. Oh well. I mean, admittedly, the talent is kind of better than the ones that the other characters get, because the Shaman's affects multiple things. Because it affects Lava Burst, Chain Lightning, and Lightning Bolt, but I need it for Lightning Bolt now. Oh well. Eh. Stupid cactus. So we get back to... Oh yeah, we do have rerolls too. Do we? We have 2 just from levels. So that means we haven't picked up our 3 free ones in town either. So we've got 5 total. So we could do a bit of re-rolling. But honestly, everything I've gotten so far is usable in some capacity, so I'm probably going to just hang on to it for now. Like, the only thing I'd want to re-roll if I had it right now probably would be if I had, like, Shadow Bolt or Frost... Well, maybe not Frostbolt, but, like, Fireball or something. You know, like, another basic attack spell. Like, I don't need more than one of those. You know, Frostbolt is something to consider keeping because of the snare, but, you know, like, I don't need Shadow Bolt and Lightning Bolt. I don't need Smite and Lightning Bolt. I don't need Fireball and Lightning Bolt. Although, admittedly, if we do get the Maelstrom weapon thing going on, the Fireball would be useful because they made it work. They made it work with a couple of mage spells. When you deal damage with a melee weapon, you have a chance to reduce the cast time of Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, Lesser Heal Wave, or Hex. Reduce your damage by 4, healing, but also reduces the cast time of your next Frostbolt and Fireball by 20%. Sacking 5 times, blah blah blah. This chance of this effect is reduced with Titan's Grip. What was Titan's Grip again? Oh, Titan's Grip is Fury. Yes. Titan's Grip allows you to wield a 2-handed axe, mace, or sword in each hand. Also allows for a weapon to be held in an offhand while a staff is equipped. When selected, all damage dealt is reduced by 15 and all healing is reduced by 5. However, for healers, this isn't a bad talent, because if you equip a staff and an offhand caster dealy bopper, whatever that happens to be, you have... the staff is giving you 4% healing, so you're only losing 1% healing from the Titan's Grip, and then the offhand dealy bopper gives you another 2. So you're back up to about where you started without the staff, only maybe a little better. Which is pretty dope. Ah, should probably take your quests. Hello, Mankirk.
Sung, go forth to victory.
I don't even know if I'll get around to killing all those boars for him, because by the time I get down there, I might be over-leveled for the content. Which is fine. Just means keep moving on ahead. Actually, yeah, if I go to the Stolen Silver area, that'll give me the feathers I need to do the quest where I basically assert my dominance over the local wildlife. And from there, Mankirk's wife is pretty close. Then we can double back, go to the crossroads, turn those all in, and Bob's your uncle. And by that I mean we'll probably level up again. Hello, Mr. Zebra. I don't know what else I'd want to take. I think for now we'll just bank the points. Because that's one thing I love about how they redid the talent system in this, aside from the fact that obviously you can take talents from other classes, because there really is no class in this game, it's just everyone is just hero. And what hero is purely depends on where your points lie. But the fact that you don't have to spend points earlier in the tree to get stuff later in the tree, you just have to be the right level, that's pretty cool. Now, there's stuff, like, across all the trees that are still pretty relevant, but... Or, like, across all the levels, I should say, that are still pretty relevant, but, you know. It's nice not to have to take the chaff talents when you really don't want to. Oof. Get wrecked. I don't think kick does damage, did it? Melee swing hits for 9, hamstring, melee swing, thorns. Ooh, hello. I saw a blue. Yeah, two shields though. Hey. Good stuff. Kick misses. Damn it. Okay, kick does not do physical damage. I remember kick used to do damage, but that was probably before Wrath. I mean, it never did a lot, it just did some. I just sent off an email, hopefully to get a commission slot for my Octoling. Cool. From who? Named Pack. Not someone I've run into personally, but hopefully their work is good. That's one of the most amusing mispronunciations of Benedict Cumberbatch's name I think I've seen in a while. Crude, but funny. Admittedly, a lot of things that are funny are crude. Because, you know, fart jokes are funny. News at 11. Pachoo. Pachoo. Another axe and an offhand caster dealie. I might actually go... Item cannot... Oh, right, I was trying to put the main hand only weapon in the offhand. I think I might do that and that. That way I get the bonus spell damage to nature spells and the... They're the artists that did those derpy Inkling comics I showed you a while back. Oh god, yes! Those were so funny. An excellent use of automatopoeia. Now that does make our... This will make our melee significantly worse, but I mean... We're not using it for much anyway. Can I get up here? No, I cannot. Ugh. That is something I've never gotten used to in three-dimensional games, just in general. All the way back from Mario 64, all the way up to now. Just knowing what is something you can stand on and walk up. You always just have to guess and try. Like, it's... I don't know why. It's just... It's either something wrong with me, or... that, like, they've just never... like, never, what would you say? Never communicated properly, or... I don't know. It doesn't seem as bad in platforming games specifically, but in any game where you can get around terrain, but, like, not necessarily platforming, is usually the problem. You know, see, you know, the Skyrim horse issue. Admittedly, at this point, it's a feature rather than a bug, but, you know, it does look very derpy. This motherfucking chicken is bamboozling me. Ah, bamboozle is a funny word. Gotta remember to keep my eye out just in case we run into somebody. Staff of Nobles. Huh. That... That might be better. Plus it has a knobby on the end of it. That's always funny. Although I can't remember ever seeing this in the game, like, normally. Maybe it was like a retail, like, Alliance thing, and, you know, never played Alliance back then. Rarely ever played it until, like, Wrath, truth be told. Because I was at least able to play, I was able to play Razorbone. The human Death Knight. Who looked damn fine in a suit, I might add. Oh, the staff I'm using at the moment. The, Staff of Nobles. Just one of those weird named green items from back in the day. Okay. We'll, Metal Gear our way in here a little bit. Get the stolen silver and get out. I'd be willing to bet that probably goes for a lot on live servers these days. Really? What makes you say that? Oof. Damn, that staff crit. Oh, we have a blue bracer. 8 stamina, hell yes. Oh, I have beeping. And we have War Chief, I'm trying to sneak into the raptor nest, but then clapping on my dummy thick cheeks keep alerting the guards. Oh. See, that's one of the beautiful things about memes. Is, like, even if they come from something more recent, you can kind of, like... They're backwards compatible, is what I'm getting at. Ow. Ow, my blue face. I don't think Hamstring's damage scales up very well, which makes sense because I'm at the frame of mind where it doesn't, where it wasn't supposed to do damage at all. Yeah, better than what I was wearing. Grab the silver. Click. There, now I can talk in here. Hello. Good to see you. How you doing? I mean, I know how you're doing, but just shooting the breeze. Waves and ghosty noises. So that would just sound like a sheet moving in the wind, wouldn't it? Like just the ruffle of cloth. I'm gonna put some points into my green meter here. There we go. Go do this raptor quest, go find Mankirk's wife. Is backstab agility based? It is attack power based. You get 2 AP from strength points, 1 from agi points. There you go. Ruffling of cloth, but ominous, exactly. Apparently Slowpoke is playing World of Warcraft, so I should run strength then. Depends on if you want a bunch of crit too. Agi gives crit. About 0.3, about 0.3% per point at 60, give or take. I mean, ultimately, if you're going for attack power, you kind of want to just find it on the equipment raw, because it always gives you more than the stat points give you. The only exception is, of course, if you have a lot of talents that scale that stat, or if you've got other things that scale off the stat other than just the attack power. Like, for example, there's the parry talent in protection. No, it's in arms, I believe. Yes. Iron Will gives you parry rating as strength, or strength as parry rating, so, you know, at that point you would want strength over attack power, but for the most part, if you actually want attack power, you would normally want to just find it raw. But they don't give it to you raw much, so just on the occasional green item with like 100 attack power on it, but nothing else. Doop-de-doop-de-doop. So for the folks who came in, so since I actually got a couple people here, Knack, I know you won't play. I know you won't follow up on this because, you know, I know you and WoW's history. So, but if anyone here likes what they see when they're when I'm playing this game and would like to give it a try themselves, I have a referral link in the description below that will give me benefit for you signing up and trying the game out. So, you know, if you are interested in playing the game and would want to show the love back to me, I would endlessly appreciate the clicking that link. MMOs are dead to me. Do not tempt me with your siren song. Alice, there should be a way to change your YouTube name. It's tied to your Google account. So you should be able just to be able to make, like, if that is your air quotes real name, you should be able to make a like a screen name the way I'm having a screen name instead of having my actual name up as my account name. I'm missing a sandal. Well, good luck with that. RDPS. I guess they mean ranged? Like, admittedly, I can't think of a raid fight where you want melee over ranged, really. The only difference is that, I guess, the way it was balanced in the day, melee did more damage. But this was only if they could stand near the target without exploding. So, you know. Depending on the fight. If I'm right, Mankirk's wife is just past this bridge. Sprint away. Aw, doesn't it... They don't have a special animation for when they're running fast enough. Oh, well. Not many races do. I know Tauren do. I know... actually, I think the other Horde races do. Don't know if they're males and females do. Because I know the dudes do, but... otherwise, not sure. Spoiler, Mankirk's wife's corpse is going to be the next war chief. That's a shame. Body is that of a female orc warrior. It's clear she died in battle, probably against the Quillbore in the area. I inspect the body further. Turn the body over and see the marks from blades and spells upon the deceased orc, her armor all but destroyed. Her hair matted on her face. Based on Mankirk's description of her, there is no doubt in your mind that this was his wife. He will be upset by the news, but you are sure that he should know the truth. Didn't he get, like, an awesome, like, redemption storyline in Cataclysm where it's, like, he took the fight to them directly and is, like, and he's, like, a badass blade master or some shit? Because, like, I remember him... Whoop. I remember the image of him standing on a pile of Quillbore corpses. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Yes, he did. His story is very good in Kata. Glad to hear it. Okay, I don't need you. Grab you. Giant growth. Is that... I'm just seeing if I've got something gray I can pitch for that. Oh, there you go. Just ditch this stupid thing. And I don't need the feather. Alright. Giant growth elixir is all out in the auction house. I know you're joking, but, like, at the same time, it could sell. Although, honestly, to be honest, there's a much easier way to get that effect. And actually also get more attack power. The Winterfall Firewater. Nothing more to beef the ego of our peers. I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of RP on these servers because these are pretty metagamey. Somebody's not having a good time. Well, if there was an RPR population, I'd say auction house that immediately. Yeah. Thing is, though, the world drop patterns are pretty common. I often find myself going back to town and selling a bunch of them just in the vendors whenever I'm doing a run of getting something else because they're just always dropping. So, not as big of a commodity on these servers. Go slightly faster. 50. That's not too slightly. That is pretty significant. Look at all the Zinrock losers camping Molten Core Lamau. Ass Candy is better. Yeah, they actually released Molten Core, and they actually, like... Well, ingredients for Giant Growth Potion require Deviate Fish, which you can only get in the Barrens. Yes, this is true. Same with the infamous Savory Deviate Delight. If you ever wanted to be a pirate and or a ninja. I'm not digging my bag situation here, truth be told. Eventually they'll drop. Mankirk, I got some bad news, buddy.
For the Horde.
Hey. Okay. That's just another talent point. Stay in stream, but I'm away from the computer. No problem, dude. Just, you know, give us a message when you're back. It's all good. Don't like that, yeah. There was always the one thing I didn't like about WoW's early spellcaster design. Like, you would think in a game where strength makes you do more melee damage, as does agility, that intelligence would make you do more spell damage. It does, but only in a roundabout way. Because it gives you spell crit. And, well, a bigger mana pool. Until you get to some of the talents later in the trees, you don't get spell power from intelligence, which never made any sense to me. Why are you over here? Whatever. Hello. And now I have the quest to go to Camp T. Which is the next big hub of quests. No. I will take the boots, though. Good lord, I needed better shoes. What are we getting? What are we getting? Victory Rush. Not wild about that. But I could use it? Question mark? Because, like, Victory Rush, if I can get this talent, and if I parry, once every 10 seconds I can use the Victory Rush even though I haven't killed something. Which is okay, especially since it's a heal. But I already have hard heals. I don't really need soft heals. What would that be under? Fury? Yeah, Fury. NC tactic target for 52 damage. Won't be used within 20 seconds of killing an enemy that it gives you experience or honor. Damage is based on attack power. Literally looks like about half. Damage based on attack power also heals for 10% of your max health. So at the moment, it's only going to give me 74 health when I use it and do damage. You know what? I'm going to go back to town. I'm going to go back to Orgrimmar. I am going to...
Loktar, for the Horde.
That's where my Hearth said I should use it. I'm going to go to Orgrimmar. Gonna see if maybe this pattern sells. I doubt it, but you never know. And we're gonna see about getting ourselves... we're gonna see about getting ourselves some extra Scrolls of Fortune, because I think we're due for some re-rolling. We're being pulled in a lot of different directions here, and it doesn't look good for the future prospects of the build if I don't try to curb that problem at the source. Where is it? There it is. Giant growth. No items found. I'll just put it up for like... whatever. If it doesn't sell once, I'll just vendor it. You never know, someone would buy it. But yeah, on this server, the commodity items are the gear that you normally can't sell in regular WoW, because you can sell them here. Plus, you can also just find them in the world. And if you manage to get them back to town without losing them, sell them for fat stacks. Don't really need bandages. Oh, whoops, I do need that, though. I did it. That was almost way too much work. Oh, well, you got it done. Don't have to worry about it anymore. Think of it that way. Vendor, vendor, vendor. Vendor, vendor. Vendor, vendor. Vendor, 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 vendor. Vendor, vendor, vendor. Vendor, vendor, vendor.
Be safe.
Okay, so we can put our better shoes on. Shoes. You know, I use the term loosely. Trolls apparently always run around barefoot. Alright. Fortune favors the brave. Literally just accept the quest, talk to him again, turn it in. Bam. Three scrolls. Yes, you did. Okay, so. Character advancement. We are going to re-roll... We're going to re-roll Victory Rush. Seal of Command. Now that's interesting. Because not only is that a talent point ability, so that does tie up one of our talent points. Yeah, we had 4, now we have 3. It gives us cleaving damage on all of our melee auto attacks. Okay. So we're leaning more towards hybrid at this point than mono caster, even though we don't have a direct attack. Where is it? Oh, Retribution. There it is. Hey. Seal of Command. All main hand, melee, auto attacks, and paladin ability. So if we got paladin attacks, that'd be pretty good. If we picked up, like, Crusader Strike at the level that's available and such. That wouldn't be terrible. What am I trying to say? Yeah, the,
So. Go for
Ooh, pardon me. So, like, we theoretically could be hybrid, could be healer still. I think we're beyond the mono caster, though, just because mono caster can't make use of the melee abilities that we're getting. And we have a couple. Now, I almost want to try getting a one-hander again, because I don't know if those damage numbers are scaled based on my weapon speed. And I'd love to have, like, a dagger or something really quick to get the little jabs of extra damage back-to-back constantly with Seal of Command. I don't know. We'll give it a try. Geez, chat is getting a little, all up in a tizzy with itself. Oh well. abandon that, it's just in the way. So, we're looking for hybrid. What do we want? Well, we'll be melee, so Wind Fury weapon. But at the same time, if we're hybrid, we want the spell power of Flame Tongue weapon. Wait, never mind, it just put them here. Weird. Everybody got a book? Anyone got a book? No? No books? Okay. Time to stroll our way to Camp T. Across scenic, not Africa. Fantasy Africa. Got a little bit of a hike ahead of us, but not too bad. Should be mountable soon. Although I'm probably going to want to get the... Oh, wait, actually, before I think of doing that, I should go over to Ratchet and acquire... I should go to Ratchet and acquire the flight path there, because that's a place you can buy riding, even if you're an outlaw, because it's a neutral town. And I don't want to go all the way back to fucking Darkspear Village without a mount to get the ability to mount. So, no thank you. I might go and buy a Raptor later, but for now I'll just stick with the free mount I have from having another character at level 60. Just because it's so much easier. Ew. Also, ow. Ugh, double ow. That's a glorious thing about memes, too. Is it, people like to think, oh, memes get old, memes get stale. They don't, really. They just they just have a resurgence. They have their own little ecosystems and environments that they thrive in. You know, the anal meme being a thing on World of Warcraft, for example. As well as linking Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker. Just for no reason. And then having everybody do it for like a solid 10 minutes. You know. As you were. Thunder Fury. Blessed Blade of the Windseeker. Yes. You know, it's the craziest thing. I've never seen that used in game. That weapon. Must have been just around the... Must have just been the time period I was playing, but, it never really... like, I never saw, like, high-level tanks or anything with it. Like, I always saw them with, like... I guess, like, AQ and Nax gear and stuff. I mean, back then, too, getting a unique was... Or getting a legendary was, like, legitimately hard to do. The kind of thing it took an entire guild of effort to do.
I have a deal for you. Glad I could help.
Recruiting non-ape PvP players. I hate to break it to you, unless you're admitting you're like a reptilian or some shit, we're all apes in some capacity. Damn, I'm an ape. That's racist. Hey. Got somebody fishing? Is that just generic ambient ocean noise? That might just be ambient ocean noise. Kisses and space aliens. Yeah. So, unrelated game talk while we're just meandering our way to Camp Tar. I can never pronounce the fucking name of that place. Camp T. Was playing Stellaris, dicking around with my Megacorp mushroom people and my, and the new habitats. And I've come to the conclusion that the habitats work best, I think, for races and ethnic setups that have the ability to control their populations. Because the space in a habitat is finitely limited to an extreme degree. Because if you want to build a district that gives jobs, you have to give up like 5 housing. And the housing that the district gives is only enough for the people who actually work in the district. So, and then you also still need a place for all the people who work in the buildings you're making in the habitat to live. So you're never going to have, and for some stupid reason, they still don't let you build, what do you call it? They still don't let you build, like, luxury residences and habitats. You know, spend your building slots on housing. They still don't let you do that for some reason, which is irksome because, like I said, there's only one way to have housing high enough to support a full-sized habitat. And that's by using most of them. And that's by using most of them on most of the special reason to build the habitats in the first place on housing. Kind of defeats the purpose. Now, admittedly, more planets is more better in Stellaris, really. And if you can have a planet that is basically... They're only size 8, but they're always 100% habitable to any one you put them on. You know, that's still pretty good. You looked at me funny. Eh. You know, so like they still have their uses. But at the same time, I feel like I was playing egalitarian, right? Which means I don't have the ability to control my population directly. Nor do I have the ability to select where people go in my empire because they have free will and they have citizens' rights, meaning they get to choose where they live. And, like, you know, this still has its upsides, but these downsides make me, like... This makes egalitarian awkward. Now, to be fair, you could always do the strategy with egalitarian where you just have unemployed populations living on utopian abundance, where gotta get rid of that prisky free roll. True, hive mind and machine consciousness, very good for optimization. But, you know, I was playing my friendly trader mushrooms. I had to play up I had to role play the part with the proper choices. You know. But yeah, I suppose with egalitarians the ultimate trick is to have a lot of consumer goods production elsewhere or even on the habitat and just have all the, like, basically just have unemployment on the habitat, but then in exchange you have them set on utopian abundance, and they basically act like researchers even though they're unemployed. You know, you get all the different research points with them and unity points even though they don't have a job because they're on such amazing, you know, it's space utopia basically. Unfortunately, the way I was running that empire, I was using trade value to make consumer goods, and I did the math, and it was not enough to support putting everybody on Utopian Abundance on those habitats. Fuck no. Because you don't get as many, but being able to make enough consumer goods without having to actually spend any minerals on them is pretty sweet. But yeah, having the ability to, like, settle just excess population to a habitat and then just, like, turning off the population growth in one and, like, just having this number of people there be perfect, that would be more ideal for the use of habitats. Now, ring worlds, on the other hand, a thing I haven't gotten to use yet, those would be amazing for egalitarians because those things are huge. Those things are huge, and they attract immigration like nobody's business. Because they are basically an artificial paradise. So, you know, and at that point, when you're working with ring worlds, you don't really care what's working in them. You just need a lot of warm bodies. Or robots, I guess. Well, I guess robots are warm depending on how their coolant is running. I don't know. What temperature they're running at. Or whatever they're running on. Be nice, please. Be nice. Thank you. Whew, okay. Yeah, that's the one thing with wildcard and high risk. Even your own faction can kill you if they want to. Oh yeah, speaking of, I should put that button on my bar. Criminal intent. Declares your intent to commit a criminal act, allowing you to attack your own faction. This will make you hostile to your faction for 5 minutes. Killing any member of your faction will increase the duration of criminal intent up to 10 minutes and decrease your reputation with the law. You'd actually expect most robots to be pretty warm, assuming anything like our own tech. Yeah, like, even the most efficient robot is still burning something for energy, right? Or running energy through it. Meaning it would be producing heat as a byproduct of expending energy.
Hail.
Anyway, enough sci-fi, back to World of Warcraft. Ishmael. Oh god, that's someone will back up at Ratchet, isn't it? Well, good enough I grabbed the flight path. Is this the... Okay, no, that's just the Hunter quest that says, hey, go back to Thunderbluff and go talk to the Hunter trainers. But I don't want to do that, so fuck it. Hello, Pigman. How you doing? Kill some of your former friends? Sure. Give me the flight path for here. Like, we're basically fleshy machines anyway. Look, Draenei are apparently from space. Yes, they are. They are from outer space. So, yeah, World of Warcraft isn't completely foreign to its sci-fi, but it is definitely more of a fantasy game. Plus, any of its sci-fi is very soft sci-fi. Like, it is not hard sci-fi in the slightest. Which is fine. What are you using? Onyx Claymore. Never seen that one before, I don't think. It's a very unassuming weapon, I should say. Alright. Time to murder all the pigmen. With lightning. Giraffes! Yes. Yeah, there's a very rare mob in frickin' World of Warcraft. Get revenge. Ah, they're fine. But yeah, the giraffes... Literally a mob put in the game for the flavor rather than the function. There's like no quests that make you kill them. They don't give you anything special beyond just randomized drops, and I guess you can skin them because they are animals. This is either a very short giraffe or I'm very tall. Because, like, a giraffe's legs... How long is a giraffe's legs? Kind of curious now. Can you make them hunter pets? I fucking wish. Seeing this gangly bastard running at you at, like, a couple 100 miles an hour, doing all the fucking hunter pet nonsense, like, that'd be hilarious. But sadly, no. Hunter pets, they cannot be. So I have 2 talent points on spec, and I roll 2 AE ability. Can I get 2 AE talents? You need AE for abilities, not TP. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Yeah. Fuck you. No. Come on, squeeze up the heel, squeeze up the heel, squeeze up the heel. Yeah. Are we good? Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so we're not going to go back there for a little bit. They're going to do their quest. Let them do their quest over there. We're going to go to the other half of the quest area. So, you know, the having sprint to get away from combat, that worked pretty well, so that's good to know. Actually, speaking of... combat rogue. Oh, I can't put points in it yet. Improve splint. Or improve sprint. 50%, or I guess when you have 2 points. 100% chance to remove all movement in pairs when you use sprint. And reduce the cooldown by a minute. Could be pretty good. Again, for the just get the fuck out of dodge ability. With that in mind, I wouldn't mind getting stealth. Because if I can run out of combat and manage to get away... Thing is, though, whenever you're fighting someone in this game, they, whenever you're fighting players in this game, they always throw, like, a million dots on you, and then, like, if you try to stealth, your stealth breaks because you took damage. And they attacked me because this is a server where you can attack your own faction, and by doing so and killing people, or killing Alliance if you're Horde, doesn't matter, the person you killed, if they're within the right level range of you, drops some of their items. So you can literally steal from people. But of course, the compensation for that is the fact that things that normally only exist in dungeons and raids can drop in the open world. So you can get really good equipment from just murdering things in the world. That was a 2-on-1. I didn't fancy my chances there. Especially since one of them was up in my business already, and one of them looked like they had fear and smite. So that was going to be kind of... Ooh, hey, a ring. That was going to be kind of messy. More violence. Give him the knives. Sadly, I do not have knives on this character. This character shoots the power from her fingertips. Oh, fuck. I just pulled like 3 things, didn't I? Yep. It's okay. I can handle that. Oh yeah, we're gonna get Victory Rush procs even though we don't have the ability anymore until I log out. That's fine. Scroll of Strength. Oh shit, I am way out of mana. Select a class at all still? No, you do not. The only class you have is Hero. Hero is literally just a placeholder to let you get in the game. All of your abilities are determined by the spending ability essence and talent essence, which you just get by leveling up as normal. Most abilities cost 2 points. The only ability that costs more than that is the Hunter's ability to tame pets, which costs 5, because it's a bunch of abilities all like clumped together. Like a little package of abilities you need to be able to be a hunter or to have a hunter pet. And some abilities are only 1, like a lot of out-of-combat stuff and utility abilities that aren't really super useful. And on Wildcard, there's them again. Is that what I'm using? Yes, it is. What am I trying to say? Normally, you can pick. Normally you can pick your abilities, and like at level 1 you get 10 points for free. Or you get 10 points, so like you have your like opening class package, so to speak, and then from there you get a point every level. I believe it's at level 10 and beyond, or at level 11 and beyond. Either way, you get enough points to, I believe you would get a full 60 points at level 60, which is broadly like 30 abilities, or more or less, depending on if you buy any of the ones that are... If you buy any of the ones that are more than 1 or only 1 point, or more than 2 points or only 1 point, you know. And then you get your 51-ish talent points, and you can spend them in any class's skills tree, any class's talent trees. But and you no longer have to spend points early in the tree to get to stuff in later in the tree, but they do have level requirements. So like I can't pick this until I'm level 60. Now the big catch on this server, of course, is it is wildcard. Wildcard is optional normally, but on this server it's mandatory. Whenever you pick, or whenever you have enough ability essence to get an ability, excuse me, you just are assigned an ability. From any ability you can get, you could buy at that point, the game just rolls a dice and gives you one randomly. Now, there are some caveats to this. If you don't have, for example, if you don't have a druid animal form, you cannot roll the abilities for that animal form, because you wouldn't be able to use them, and it would just be a dead ability on your bar. Like dead as in can't even use it, rather than just dead, not useful for the build. Because the game doesn't mind you having that, but the game doesn't want you having literally unusable abilities. Same thing with combo point spenders. Unless you have a combo point generator, you can't roll combo point spending abilities. Because again, you'd not be able to use them. And the only other one I can think of is warlock pets that aren't the imp. You can't get them unless you roll and keep drain soul, because you need that ability to make the soul shards to summon them in the first place. And to summon them, you know, when they die or whatever. But other than that, any ability that you could conceivably buy at that level is just randomly assigned to you. Now, once you get to level 60, or well, first of all, there's 3 free rerolls. The ones I picked up when I was in town a little while ago. Oh shit. Oh. Okay, well I actually have nothing to fear from that person because... How does that work with the hunter pet thing costing more? Basically, you can't get hunter pets unless you roll it at level 1. But when you're at level 1, you can just spin the dice over and over again to get what you want randomly. So you can't really pick, but you can keep rolling until you get something you like. Some people have taken this to its illogical extreme and literally don't play the game until they roll like the perfect 4 abilities and using an add-on to roll for them, which is a little kind of dumb in my mind. But, yeah. I'd want to have pets, yeah. Pets, pets, and pets. $23, $25. They are together, clearly. Although this guy isn't flagged for criminal intent, which is interesting. Now, the buddy I could kill, probably, but I don't know if his friend is going to attack me too, and I can't kill him. He's just way too thick. Like, he spent all of his spare talent, all of his spare stat points into his stamina, clearly. Like, even if he does almost no damage and is like a healer or something, he's just going to outlast me, which is a problem. I gotta admit, I've not been, like, wild on the hunter pets in this server, just because they always function off of attack power, right? Because they belong to the hunter, and that's what the hunter works off of. But, like, I keep getting them with, like, spellcasters and stuff, and I'm like, that's cool, but this thing will never do, like, the proper amount of damage, basically. So I'm just kind of like... just no thank you. Whereas, like, even if you get the imp and you don't use the imp and like you're not a spellcaster, the imp still gives you stamina, or well, gives you health, and gives you and gives you like a thorns aura, basically. So, like, you know, it's not that bad. But the hunter pet, it feels like you have to lean into it more, whereas the imp can just kind of be along for the ride. Like, because I have the hunter pet, or not a hunter pet, I have the imp on both my healers, I think, actually. The 2 other characters I rolled that have healing specs, I think they both have imp. Yeah. Because, like, if no one else in the group has the imp, that gives the tank more life. And gives the tank more threat because he keeps putting the fire shield on them, right? Whereas the hunter pet, you know, it's meant to be a damage source, and you have to really invest in it, and you can't really do that and be a spellcaster at the same time. Now, if you get it and you're a hybrid at the same time, that can work, but that, to me, that feels like you're pulling yourself in a lot of directions. You know, beware the perils of multi-classing too wide. Unless it's 3rd and a half edition D&D and you're looking to get a really broken prestige class, then it's worth it. Well, you know, you could if you were picking a build. Oh shit. Okay, no, he's level skull and crossbones. He won't bother with me. Neither will they. Okay. Oh, come on. Really, dude? You don't get anything for killing me. What's the point? What's the guy's name? Tell cocaine caviar. Really? Well, to be fair, if you really wanted to break third and a half D&D with multi-classing, what you normally did is you went... oh god, what was the combo? Something to do with getting to Priest, which was like an evil priest that, instead of accepting power from gods, stole it. But the big selling point was that it was a 10-level class that gave you casting as if you were a 20th level cleric by the end of it. So you could have 20th level spells by like level 14 or so, because you had to be a few levels in another class to qualify for it. But the crazy thing is that even if you get like 1 level in Priest, you can... I believe the idea was that if you took a prestige class that gave you +1 spellcasting level, you could get the Priest's like full casting while even earlier than 14. Something crazy like that. I don't remember the specifics, but basic idea is that unintended multi-classing interactions resulted in super high-level cleric spells way ahead of when you're supposed to have them. Can you not, please? Use a weapon that deals D2 damage. The imbued healing feat with the luck domain allows one to treat a natural 1 as if it had rolled a 2. The Aura of Chaos stance from Tome of Battle allows one to roll another die when rolling the max on the die, and then adds the amount to the total. I have a feeling that's not a rules as written interaction, but if that does work, that's kind of nuts. Of course, a GM at a physical table could tell you, okay, roll all those dice. And in a timely manner. So in other words, you know, you get caught up on the physical limitations of attempting to replicate infinity. You know, when every single one of your attacks basically takes a number of dice rolls equal to the character's hit points to resolve, or the target's hit points to resolve, you'll get sick of doing it really quickly. Well, yeah, coins are technically a D2, but you can just be like a bag of D6s from like Shadowrun or some shit and be like, evens are 2s, odds are 1s. Or actually, you wouldn't even need a lot of dice, would you? No, because the way the rule works is that you roll you just make one dice explode infinitely. meaning you would have to, like, the punishment would be that you would have to roll as many dice as the enemy has life divided by 2. Although, considering the name of the talent is Imbued Healing, I have a feeling it's not supposed to work with damage. Just a hint. Just a hunch. How many things have over 500 health? Still plenty of things. Admittedly, not as much as in more recent editions of D&D, because, like, even in 4th, things had a lot more life. Like, I appreciate the... I appreciate the fact that they made it so that wizards can no longer be murdered by house cats at level 1. But, there is such a thing as padding numbers. No, it's not 250 dice. It's 250 rolls of a single dice. Because every time you roll... Because the way that works, every time you roll... 250 total dice rolls. But you don't know, air quotes, if you're going to get the reroll until you actually roll the dice and determine the result. So, the thing that would kill the exploit pretty quickly. Still, it is fun to just, like, see it on paper, you know? I mean, that was honestly half the fun in fucking 3rd edition, was just seeing how you could break it, really. Thorn Weaver. Yeah, that's one I need. Smack him with the stick. Collect their stuff and move on. It's a Perdition's Blade. A very pointy dagger. Swing, please. Thank you. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I kind of want a one-hander instead of a staff for hybrid. Auto attacks that are more than 2 seconds kind of irk me a little bit. Oof, I need mana pretty badly. Might as well use that. Yeah, I have a milk. I can drink that, eat the banana, and take a break. Yeah, getting conjure water would be pretty good at this point. Can I get, like, evocation? I might be able to get evocation at this point. Also, stuff's beeping. Arcane magic spells. Yeah, I can, actually. Maybe I should do some re-rolling and see if I can get that. Because the thing is, though, I do want to get Wind Fury if I go hybrid. And that's a lot of re-rolls, and you want to do them at level 30 as best you can. Geomancer slain, 12 of 12. Now we just need to kill... Oh, we're actually done that quest. Neat. Alright, let's get out of here. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk away. Yeah. One of the reasons I don't engage in the PvP as much on this server, as much as I like to be in the high-risk mode for the payout, is a lot of people take winning in PvP in WoW, or even just in games like this in general, way too seriously. And, you know, they will min-max themselves like every level so they never lose. That, and once the servers are online long enough and people have higher level characters, you start getting people who are sore losers and they, you know, bring their main level account to kick the crap out of you, even though on this server that doesn't get you anything. Just because they, like I said, they're sore losers and they just, you know, want to be the one who wins. And like, that's fine, I guess, if a little childish, but like, at the same time, it's just like, I just don't want to deal with that. I just want to have my mad experience gain, the possibility of fat loot, and the occasional bout of actual balanced PvP, or not balanced, but fair PvP, I guess. You know, the chance where I actually have a legitimate chance of killing somebody, instead of just being a victim. You know. But once people start getting 60s and they start getting access to lots of gold, they start twinking out characters and acting like they're hot shit just because they spent more money on their character than you did, and thus that makes them better at the game for some reason. Spoiler alert, no it doesn't really. I mean, especially on this server where, you know, everything's fucking random. Yeah, just people deriving self-worth in interesting ways. Ultimately flawed ways, but interesting ones. Alright, have a good one. Don't have two more levels before I can pick those ones. Also, don't you have the ability to give me buffs, Mr. Pig? Yes, you do. And also more experience. Hey. And that gives me that quest too. No. I need you to give me all the buffs, please. Not like these stones do anything otherwise. Hey. Lots of buffs. Okay, so I think we might actually go back to Ratchet and do that quest for this gentleman. The, Ishmael, what's it called? Yeah. How do you pronounce that? Ishmael.
Hail.
It's the Fancy Raptor. We go murder the Fancy Raptor
Ancestors.
and acquire... Oh, hey! A buyer has been found for your auction of Elixir of Giant Growth. Cool. I mean, I only put it up for 40 silver, but... You know. It's money. Check my phone a little bit while we're on the flight path. Yes, because that speed line is not a broken visual at all. Oh well. I always hate people. Well, I don't want to say hate. I want to get hate out of my life. I dislike when people doomsay over things. Especially with no no credibility on why the doomsaying is relevant. Cause like, man, we're just trying to enjoy what we're doing here. Whether it's gone tomorrow or if it's here to stay till the end, the heat death of the universe, like, just let us enjoy it. Just fuck off. Basically is what I'm getting at. Oh well. Oh! That's a thing. Oh, that is so good. Hit chance. Does it only go... Oh, here we go. Wait, no, that's not it. Wait, what? Click... Hit. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. It's showing me spells, though. I really only wanted to show me talents. I want to see what the like specific wording is. If we've got chance to hit. Here we go. Yeah, that gives me the spell ones. Gives me the insect swarm. Gives me the spec. Oh, that is... My hat's off to the UI team for this. For, get the dual wield spec over there. Get precision. Focused aim. Oh, yeah. Thank you. This is exactly what we needed, because this game's system is a lot like Path of Exile. Admittedly, Path of Exiles is a lot bigger, but it also has a search function, which is infinitely useful. Oh, that's a guild bank. Where's a mailbox? Also, what did the... I forget what the goblin ones look like.
Talk to me!
Raptor.
Hurry back!
Sunscale Scythe Claws. Oh, okay, so they will be up over here, so I can do that while we're doing the one with Ishmael. Deep Moss Spider Eggs. That's up in... Yeah, that's up in Ashenvale. I don't want to do that one.
Keep it real!
And that's the one in the dungeon I don't want to do, so fuck that. Although we could use a vendor.
I got what you need.
God, I wish there was an auction house around here. Would be nice. Put that out over here. Ooh, what was that? Increases the chance to trigger Burning Determination talent. Okay, I don't have that, so it wouldn't do anything.
Be good.
Okay. Will I have enough gold if I... Hop the fence, thank you. Will I have enough gold if I get this turn in? Or get the money from the auction house? No, I will not. Alright, so we can just leave that there. Also can't pick it up yet because it's not actually there. It's just the useless receipt of the sale, which I really wish they would just not do. Just give me the fucking money when I've earned it. That would be nice. Okay, so We gotta go... We gotta go up. We gotta go up. Come on. Skyrim horse your way up the edge. Come on. I know you can do it. I've done it before. Yeah, come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we need to kill one of you. Because we need your carcass to lure in the boss raptor we're going to be fighting in a second. Okay. And then we just murder other raptors along the way. Oh, new gloves. Strength, stamina, hands. That would be more attack power by virtue of 3 strength equals 6 attack power. Well, same attack power, but also gives a stamina point, so that's worth the trade. And I believe it was a higher level? Yeah, because you want to have a... Because part of the way this server prevents people from farming naked and getting epic loot is you don't get... you basically, as they don't tell you exactly how it works because they don't want people to be able to game it, but the long and short of it is the better your item level is when you're killing things in high-risk mode, the better your payout is. Because they want people to have the good gear to possibly lose it. Because that's the point. With any luck, we can actually get the 5th horn from Ishmael once we lure him out with these tasty, tasty zebra. Tasty zebra. Oh, I did drop a horn. Dang it. Alright, well, I'm gonna kill you too then. If your friend wasn't so greedy and didn't drop his horn, you would have been able to live. Hey. Okay, so we got those done. And there's nothing else up this way, so we'll just go back to Ratchet and turn them in. Probably get another level. Which is pretty good. 24 will be a level where we get another ability, I believe. Yes, because we have 1 ability essence now. And whenever you have 2, the game rolls some dice and gives you another one. Now, sometimes it'll roll when you have 1, but I guess there's a chance that it rolls like a non-result, pretty much. Which is why you don't always get all of the 1-cost abilities immediately. Every time you get points after they become available, because the dice roll just goes, oh, you don't get anything this turn, save the point. That's what how I'm assuming it works anyway. Please help in the molten core, show mercy, we lost our loot. We might not level off this quest, actually.
Time is money,
Raptor
friend.
horns. Don't need that. Don't need that.
Hurry back!
Nope, pretty close, though. We definitely will after even just turning in another quest.
What's up?
Oh, Wailing Essence.
Keep it real.
That's Wailing Caverns drop. No thanks. I don't want to go into dungeons much on this character. At least until
I got
like
the
50
best
plus.
deals anywhere.
Oh, hey. I'd rather not spend money on equipment that I'm going to replace in short order, but that's always kind of cool to see.
Have
It's
a
so
good
rare
one.
in these in games like these to let you buy equipment. I mean, I kind of know why. It's the carrot that they dangle in front of your face to get you to keep playing the game after a certain point. This is a dude wearing... Is this an orc in all Lightforge? Yes, it is. That is awesome. That's hilarious. He's got a couple pieces missing, though. I guess maybe he got ganked a few times. Or he's just cosplaying and while he's in town. It is all good.
Yo.
Show me where I can fly. Give me the camp tea,
Right
please.
back.
And while we're on another little flight path, this is more for the VOD than anything, but I would like to remind all of you that if you do like what you're seeing, you can subscribe in the link down below, as well as the subscribe button down below. And if you are looking forward to seeing more of my content, click on the notification bell, as the YouTube wants us to do. And also, when you're looking for subscriptions, be it mine or otherwise, sort in the upper left-hand corner of your YouTube homepage, there should be a section just called subscriptions. That will show you nothing but your subscriptions. It'll show you all of them, but it'll show you your subscriptions, instead of giving you random related stuff like the homepage does. You can also follow me on Twitter if you want. I got a link down there. And if you like the idea of playing World of Warcraft with randomized abilities, and on a high-risk PvP server, or even just low-risk on the same server, I have a referral link in the description below that would help me out greatly. If you decide to play this game and you stick around long enough, I get rewarded for it. For bringing you into the fold, so to speak. And who knows, if we get enough people from this channel to make characters on this, I might make it a guild. I might actually do a guild thing, and we can do the whole World of Warcraft guild thing together. I think it'd be kind of cool. Just a little mid-flight advertisement. Okay. Now we have to go talk to this gentleman.
Oh.
Blood Rage. That is a reroll. It's not a bad ability, but I don't have anything that spends rage except Hamstring, and I generate more than enough rage to cast Hamstring, air quotes, cast, just by bonking things with my stick. So I really don't need a dedicated button that generates rage when I'm, you know, starved for things to do with it in the first place. So we will go Blood Rage. And we know this. Oh. Okay, I still have to go into the tree and manually turn it off. Or manually relearn it. Yes. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Something better, something better. Piercing Howl. I don't remember what that is. Cause all enemies within 10 yards to be dazed, reducing their movement speed by 50 until cancelled, which technically has a shorter duration than that, but, you know, the tooltips on this are a little buggy. Can be used while shapeshifted. Do I want that? You know what? I can make use of it. It's still relevant. Like, where is it? Fury. Here we go. Piercing Hell. Still be relevant. Not the best ability in the world, but it'll do. Certainly better than Blood Rage when it comes to something I want to have on my bar. So, you know. That's good. Another walk through the scenic Not Africa. Air quotes, boots. It's kind of funny. In original WoW, only 2 out of the 4 races you could play wore shoes properly. Trolls poked their feet through them, and Tauren had hooves, so they poked them through too. Thunder Lizard blood. Ooh, gonna kick you in the face. Deny your cast. Freaking take it. Awesome. If I had a better melee attack, I could probably just go pure hybrid at this point, which would be pretty good. But I'm still lacking a dedicated button. I don't want to get Sinister Strike again, though, because I've got that on so many characters. But, I mean, there's not a lot of... I mean, back in the day, there weren't a lot of hit button to immediately melee attacks that didn't have a cooldown, right? I don't know. Maybe we'll get a couple of them that you get on cooldown, and we'll just like weave them together instead of having Sinister Strike again. As good as it is, mind you. I think that's still less than this one. Yeah, plus it's... Although it is faster. Maybe later.
What brings you here?
Find and slay a Thunderhawk.
Good.
Alright, that's pretty easy. There should be one up here, actually. Giraffe, Thunder Lizard, Giraffe, Thunder Lizard. Come on, I know there's one around here somewhere. Giraffe, Thunder Lizard. maybe they're only on this side of the door, or door. Don't know why my brain said that. On this side of the road. Give me his wings. Two different currencies needed for next raid gear from rep. Oh, I definitely need to go pick up the mount. I could be lazy and just mail some money to myself from my other character that's on this server, but
Well met.
I kind of like earning it. Choose your reward. Yeah, the Windrider staff would be pretty... It is faster. You know what, I'll take it. And we also get hands, which are not any better. No. Hey. Speak with Skyseer. Oh yeah, that's that.
Be careful.
Yeah, I know what that one is. So we use this one. Now my staff's all knobbly. Look at that. That's way better. But stats.
Greetings.
Nope.
May the eternal
Greetings.
sun
No.
shine.
Who's the vendor?
You
There we
wish
go.
to speak? Farewell.
Now we have level 25 now, so that means we can spend some new new level of talents. We should go do that. See what we get. Nothing there. Reduce the mana cost, but doesn't really help. Can I get that? No, I can't get Hunter vs. Wild yet. No. I get Arcane Meditation. I don't have a lot of natural mana gen though, do I? No, I only have 33. That's not worth investing in. I mean, even if I do get Spell Haste with it, but nah. Don't think. Mana cost of all spells. Nah. I mean, that's 6% damage against most targets. Because, oh no, but it's only holy and physical. It wouldn't affect my lightning bolt. Never mind. I could improve my power word shield a bit if I wanted to. Which I might. Reduce the cooldown of Fade by 3 seconds. Reduce the cooldown of Shadow Fiend by a minute. Fade. I'm not really using super hard, so I can leave that for now. Oh yeah, I can get the Sprint talent. Let's get that. Hey. Reduce the cooldown on Sprint by a minute. So it's down to 2 minutes from 3. That's not bad. Elemental Schneeman. Eye of the Storm wouldn't be too bad. Reduce pushback on casting by lightning bolts. or what's an enhancement? Toughness, flurry, mental dexterity will be good. Since I'm actually putting points into intelligence to have a mana bar, that'll turn into attack power. It's not too bad. Enrage. Execute, dual wield spec. I think it'd be best if we get points in Eye of the Storm for now. Yeah. 70% reduced cast time when smacked in the face while casting Lightning Bolt. I mean, I know we have Power Word Shield, meaning we don't lose any if we have that running. What in the hell is this? Tear of Elune. I guess that's a store mount that is also a polymorph? Also, you know, you're this guild might be named Toxic, so I guess you think you fit right in, but don't think he appreciates you calling him names. You know, he is a majestic white stag. Treat him with respect. But you know what? I think I'm good for now. I'm getting hungry. I could use a break. Might want to play something else for a little bit. You know, as you do. So, we're going to find ourselves a nice little spot to take a break. There we go. Yeah. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. You know, this is more of an outro for the VOD than anything. But thank you all so much for watching. If you want to subscribe, there is a subscription link in the description below. And you can also follow me on Twitter down there. And if you want to play World of Warcraft on the Ascension server with the randomized mods and the whatnot, I'm on Shadowsong. And if you want to help me while you play the game, click on my referral link in the description below as well. But in any event, thank you all so much for watching, and ciao for now.